Yan. So, nakikita nyo na ulit ang aking PowerPoint.
Opo. Yes, sir.
Apo.
Okay. So, now after the discussion about the simple and compound interest, no? So far we have discussed about interest earned on investments and savings. And it's also important for us to look at interest rates now from the point of view of borrowers, okay? Because both business owners and investors need to make an objective comparison of loan costs or investment returns over the different compounding periods. Kasi 'di ba, let's say you are a business owner or let's say you are an investor. There will be some instances or situations that let's say you would be needing additional fund or additional budget. So syempre, we need to compare now from the options available, the loan costs or investment returns over different compounding periods. Okay? So dito naman ngayon pumapasok yung tinatawag natin na nominal interest rate and effective annual interest rate. Okay? So when we say nominal interest rate, no, it is the percentage increase doon sa pera na babayaran mo. Kunwari nanghiram ka ng pera or babayaran sa'yo if nagpahiram ka ng pera. Okay? So kunwari, in this example, we have investment A, in which investment A pays 10% interest compounded monthly, while investment B pays 10.1% compounded semi-annually. Okay? So kunwari, you are an investor, okay, in which bago ka mag-invest sa isang investment, meron kang iba't ibang options. Now, we have a lot of options to choose from. Okay? So paano kung kunwari sa investment A, kapag doon ka sa kanila nag-invest, they will pay you 10% interest compounded monthly. Or kunwari, interest B will pay you 10.1% compounded semi-annually. Okay? Kunwari, ang investor natin is si pili tayo ng isa. Okay? Kunwari si Rollkit Aro wanted to invest. Okay. Rollkit, if you can unmute your mic.
Sir.
Okay. Kunwari, you are an investor
Yes,
or you wanted to invest. From this given situation, ano dyan yung pipiliin mo? Investment A that will pay you 10% interest compounded monthly, or investment B that will pay you 10.1% compounded semi-annually?
Parang mas maganda, sir, yung ano.
Yung alin? Pili ka lang.
Itong semi-annually.
Semi-annually. So
yung 10.1% semi-annually.
Bakit pinipili mo ang investment B?
Wala naman.
Kasi mas mataas ang interest. Okay? Sige. How about you... How about you... Loresto?
Semi-annually, sir.
Semi-annually.
Kasi
So,
ano?
kasi?
'di ba pag semi-annual dalawang beses kang bibigyan ng 10.1%, ibig sabihin madodouble. Tama ba?
Dalawang beses kang bibigyan ng 10.1 interest. Okay? Sige. Let's
Kasi
continue
'di
with
ba
our
dalawang beses.
Okay, tama. Tama naman. Dalawang beses kang bibigyan ng 10.1 interest sa isang taon. Kaya yun yung pinipili nyo together with roll kit. Meron ba sa inyo na gustong pumili ng investment A? Anyone from you that wanted to choose investment A? Kunwari mag-i-invest kayo? Meron ba? Or lahat kayo ay investment B?
Yung A, sir, parang mas maganda po.
Okay.
Ako rin,
Ako
sir.
din
Parang
po.
A.
A po mas maganda kasi monthly po.
Monthly, sir. 12 na beses
Monthly
ka bibigyan ng,
12 times.
Okay,
ng-
sige.
sa investment.
Sasagutin natin yan later kung alin dyan sa dalawa ang mas maganda. Okay? So going back with our discussion about ba nangyari dito sa slide ko? Ayan, with the nominal rate. Okay, dito muna tayo sa nominal rate. Pag sinabi nating nominal rate, once again, ito yung percentage increase doon sa pera na babayaran mo or sa pera na i-invest mo. Okay? So, from this example, yan. The 10% and 10.1%, ito yung tinatawag natin na nominal rate. Okay? This is the nominal interest rate. So, if I'm going to ask you from the given situation or from the given situation, hindi na natin kailangan ng formula because we will just identify the percentage, and that is the nominal interest rate. Okay? Now, let's go with the effective annual rate. Okay? So ano naman itong effective annual rate na to? Okay, pag sinabi nating effective annual rate, it is the real return paid or the real cost of a loan as it takes into account the effects of the compounding. Okay, so let's go back with our example. Okay, in this example, the interest rate 10%. And 10.1%, ito yung, once again, ito yung tinatawag natin na nominal interest rate. Ito yung percentage ng pera na madadagdag doon sa hiniram mo or sa pera na i-invest mo. Okay? Or ito yung madadagdag doon sa pera na kailangang bayaran sa'yo. Okay? So, yung 10% at 10.1%, that is the nominal interest rate. Okay? While pag sinabi nating effective annual interest rate, it is the real return paid or the real cost of a loan or an investment as it takes into account the effects of compounding. Okay? In this example, now we are just identifying the nominal interest rate now because it's just the percentage increase indicated on the investment condition. Now, the question here is, paano naman natin i-identify ang effective annual interest rate? Okay? So once again, an effective annual interest rate, it is the real return paid or the real cost of loan. Okay? So this is the formula that we are using for us to identify the real cost of a loan or the real amount that we need to pay or we are calling as the effective annual interest rate. Okay? So we have the 1 plus the rate over the compounding frequency. Then we have to get the power of that compounding frequency minus 1. Okay? If you notice, this is very similar to the formula for computing the interest earned using the compounded interest. Ang pinagkaiba lang is itong effective annual rate na ito, it takes into consideration the actual interest for 1 year. Okay, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, the actual interest for 1 year. No, kasi nga based from the name itself, effective annual rate. Annual meaning 1 year. Okay, so from our example, yan. So from our example, let's compute for the effective annual rate using the formula. Okay, so ito yung formula na ating ginagamit. Okay, so punta tayo ngayon sa ating um, scientific calculator. Yan. So nakikita nyo ang ating scientific nakikita nyo ang ating scientific calculator. So gagamitin natin to para ipakita ko sa inyo kung paano natin makukompute ang ating effective annual interest rate. Okay. So pakita muna ako sa inyo ng sample. Ano itong mouse ko? Ayaw makasama. Okay. So dito sa example natin, we have investment A na merong 10%. So sulat muna natin. Investment A, 10%. Investment B, 10.1. Okay, so let's go back with our scientific calculator. Ayan. Okay. So kanina na ipakita ko na yung formula na ginagamit natin for us to identify the effective annual rate. Okay? So dito, dun sa investment A natin na kung saan meron siyang 10%, okay, using the formula. So kung gagamit tayo ng scientific calculator is itutuloy-tuloy na natin. Okay? So we just have to follow the formula for us to get the effective annual rate. So we have to open parentheses, 1 plus ano yung rate natin sa ating investment A? We have 10%, tama ba? Over magkano or ilan ang ating
10%.
compounding ilan ang ating compounding frequency?
12.
12.
12.
12 po.
Bakit siya
12,
12?
12 months po, isang taon.
12 months, isang taon. Yan. Over 12. And close parentheses. Then raised to the power of compounding frequency. Ang compounding frequency natin is 12. Tama ba?
Opo.
Then what's next? Anong next na nasa formula natin? Close parentheses.
Minus 1 siya.
Okay, minus 1. The answer is 0.104713067444. Now, the next question is, ang pinag-uusapan kasi natin sa effective annual rate from the name itself is rate. Okay, now, papaano natin ito mako-convert sa percentage? An idea? Paano natin i-convert ito sa times?
Times 100.
Times 100.
po.
Very good. Okay, so we now have 10.47%. Okay, that is for the investment A with 10% interest. Okay, punta tayo doon sa ating investment B. Okay, using the formula 1 plus ang rate natin is ano nga ulit ang
10.1.
10.1.
1.
Pag i-convert natin siya sa decimal, paano natin isusulat yon?
0.101 po.
Ano na, sorry?
0.101 po.
101.
0.101.
1.
Sorry, sobrang isa. Okay. Yan. Then, what's next?
Over 2.
over
2.
2.
Divide by 2, sir.
bakit 2?
Kasi po semi-annually.
Semi-annually. Very good. Nagigets nyo na. Okay, then next is the compounding raised to the compounding frequency of 2
2 rin po.
minus 1.
1 po.
1, sir.
Okay, so if we will convert it to percentage times 100, the answer is
10.36.
10.36. Okay, so let's go back dun sa ating PowerPoint kanina. Okay. Yan. So that is our answer. 10.47% and 10.36%. Okay? So going back with my question kanina, no? Kung kunwari kayo yung investor at papipiliin kayo ng investment, what will you choose? Okay? May iba sa inyo na pinili ang investment B kasi sabi nyo mas malaki ang percentage na 10.1%. Okay? However, compounded lang siya semi-annually. No? Then some of you realize na doon tayo sa 10% kasi kahit 10% lang siya, mababa kumpara sa isa, at least mas madami ang compounding interest. No? So based from our example, mas mataas ang makukuha nating interest or mas mataas ang effective annual rate for the investment A kasi mas mataas ang 10.47% kumpara sa 10.36. Okay? So, investment B has a higher nominal interest rate, now which is the 10.1, but its effective annual interest rate is lower, no, than the effective rate for investment B. It is because the investment B compounds fewer times. No? So, ibig sabihin, the more compounding frequency for an interest, no, the higher effective annual interest. Okay? So, let's say for example, mag-a-avail tayo ng loan or let's say mag-a-avail tayo ng savings or installment gadgets. Kasi di ba uso ngayon yan, lalo na for home credit or kunwari sa mga gadget store, no, na meron sila mga promo na that you can buy that product on installments. Okay? So let's say you have different options, no, na pagpipilian. And normally, what most of us are choosing, no, is the option na kunwari mag-a-avail tayo ng loan. Siyempre, pipiliin natin yung ang mababa ang interest. Pag mag-a-avail tayo ng loan, kunwari, accept lang natin itong nasa waiting. Sorry. Ayan. So going back, na kunwari mag-a-avail tayo ng interest. So syempre, pipiliin natin yung mas mababa ang interest. Okay? But have you tried to check the condition for its effective annual rate? No? Or have you tried to check the condition for the compounding frequency? Okay? Kunwari ako, I wanted to avail a DSLR. No? Kunwari, let's say gusto kong DSLR is the Sony Alpha A6300. No? Kunwari sa SM Manila store may installment promo for 3 years. Na 3 years mong babayaran with 3% interest. Okay, then kunwari pumunta ako sa SM Cubao, meron din silang installment promo for the same camera. Okay, but on that store you need to pay 3 years then, but the interest is 6%. Okay? So, dun sa isa ang percentage niya is 3%, dun sa isa is 6%. Okay? Normally, ang magiging option ng karamihan is pipiliin mo yung mas mababa ang interest rate. Okay? Para mas mababa yung additional na kailangan mong bayaran for availing that gadget on installment. Okay? However, have you tried to check the compounding frequency for that interest? Okay? Have you tried to check first the effective annual rate? Now, kasi minsan, it's part of the companies or it's part of their marketing strategy. No, na kung saan mukha lang mababa ang interest rate pero lugi ka kapag when the compounding and effective annual rate is being applied. Okay? Kaya minsan, no, we can just really depend on the interest rate alone na nandun sa mga promo nila. Okay? So maybe after knowing this effective annual rate, after knowing this computation, no, maybe starting from now, kunwari you have plans to apply for a loan for an installment gadget, or from the available options that you have, no, ma-identify nyo na kung saan talaga kayo mas makakatipid. Okay? So, let's continue. Malinaw po ang nominal and effective annual rate.
Yes po.
Okay. Tayo. Yan. So, mamaya na yan. Okay. So, you have questions with nominal and effective annual rate before we proceed with our next topic? None? Malinaw ang effective annual rate and nominal rate? Okay, mukhang malinaw naman. Alright, so now let's talk about the basic patterns of a cash flow. Okay, so we have the single amount or lump sum, we have annuity, and we have mixed stream. Okay, and we are going to discuss these different patterns one by one. Okay, kasi may encounter din tayo ditong mga formula that we are going to use. Okay, so let's start with the single, annuity, or lump sum. Okay, when we say single amount or single amount or lump sum, now it is when a single cash outflow is made and the total receipts will be at a single future date. Okay, so it is defined as a single complete sum of money, no, coming from the word itself. Okay, itong lump sum na ito is a one-time payment or repayment of funds at a particular point in time. Okay, so ibig sabihin, isang beses mo lang babayaran or isang beses kang magbabayad. Okay, so the lump sum can be either a present value or a future value. Okay, so let's have an example for the present value lump sum. Okay, so kasi diba last time inintroduce ko na sa inyo yung future value and present value kung kailan natin siya i-identify. Okay, dito sa discussion natin na to in the different patterns of cash flows, we will now encounter again the present, disregard na lang spelling dyan, nag-typo. We are going to check the present value and future value of the different cash flows of the different patterns of the cash flows. Okay, so once again, when we say present value, no, it is the calculation of the value today of an amount you will have in the future. Okay, so once again, the formula that we are using to get the present value, no, is ayan. Hindi ko na nailagay dito pero ayan, ano pala, present value. Okay, so this is the formula, no, that we are using to get the present value of a lump sum. Okay. Okay, so once again, no, the formula that we are using to get the present value, no, is future value over 1 plus the interest rate raised to the number of years or the number of compounding periods. Okay, so always yung tatandaan in using the number of years, no, in that formula, no, is only for simple interest. Okay, for compounding interest, now we are using the number of compounding periods. Okay, so later on, magpapakita ko sa inyo kung kailan natin ginagamit yung compounding years or yung number of years or compounding periods dito sa present value. Okay? Yan. So we have to take note of this. Yung nandito sa slide natin, we have to take note if there is more than one compounding per year, we divide the interest rate by the number of compounding per year to get the rate and multiply the number of years by the number of compounding per year to get the number of compounding periods. Okay, so later on papakita ko ang formula para nagigets nyo tong explanation dito sa note na to. Okay? So, if naalala nyo on our discussion last time, no, in getting the future value, no, sabi ko there are two ways. Tama? There are two ways of calculating the future value using the simple and compound interest using this formula for future value. Okay? So, and if you notice on this comparison now from the future value, magkaiba ang formula that we are using for simple and compound interest. Okay, by the way, sorry kung ngayon ko lang napansin, but the formula for the future compound is ito dapat na t, or itong time na to, it should be outside the parentheses. So 1 plus r, then raised to the time or the compounding period. Ito. Lakasan yung mouse. Ayan. Ngayon ko lang napansin, mali pala na typo ito. Itong t na to is dapat nandito sa labas ng parentheses. Okay? So that's the correct formula for the compound future value. Okay? Okay, so ngayon naman, in the present value of money, now meron tayong tinatawag na compounding interest for the present value. Okay, however, we are only using the same formula for the present value. Okay? So, hindi ko muna in-introduce last time ang itong present value compounding kasi baka malugaw ang utak natin. Okay? So, but since ang pinag-uusapan na natin ngayon is the cash flow, now we need to discuss this. Okay? Paano kung in present value, there is a compounding interest for the cash flow of money? Okay? So, let's have an example. Yan. So, kunwari, Melvin wants to have 120,000 at the end of 10 years in order to buy a filming camera. Okay? He wants to invest in an account that earns 8% interest compounded annually. Okay? How much should he invest today in order to achieve this goal? Okay? So, what we need to compute here is the present value. Okay? How much does Melvin need to invest today? Okay, on the given situation, it is mentioned that the interest is compounded annually, meaning once a year. Now, kaya lang, 10 taon niyang kailangan pag-ipunan. So, compounded annually. Okay? So, following the formula, this formula, no? For us to get the present value, yan, the future value, which is the 100,000 pesos, ito yung future value natin. Punta tayo dito sa formula para mas maintindihan natin. Okay, we just have to remember the given situation. 120,000 ang future value, 10 years, then compounded annually. Okay, so let's go with the formula. Okay, so for us to identify the present value, okay, the future value is 120,000. Okay, divided by 1 plus the interest rate of 8% or 0.8. Okay, raised to, since the interest is compounded annually or once a year, ng isang beses lang sa loob ng isang taon, but ang pinag-uusapan nating condition is for 10 years. Okay? So we will write down here the 10 years. Ibig sabihin, 10 beses na lalagyan ng compounding interest, yung investment. Okay? For 8%. Okay? So let's try using the calculator. Okay. Okay, so ano nga ulit yung formula natin? Paano natin i-compute yun?
Future value over 1 plus rate.
Sige, Melvin, dahil problema mo to, Melvin. Sige, ikaw ang mag-recite. Okay, how we will compute the present value from the given situation? Can you please lead us? Ikaw ang magsabi, ako yung magta-type sa calculator.
Hindi ko sure kung tama, sir.
Sige lang.
120,000 divide
120,000 divide
1 plus 0.08
parenthesis muna natin. 1 plus
plus 0.08
0.08
tapos close parenthesis po raised to the power of 10
raised to the power of 10. Okay? So, how much? 55,583.29. Okay, so this is our the present value that we need. Okay? Okay, so let's have another example, no? Kasi this is just a simple way of computing for the present value. Okay, paano naman kapag ganito ang ating situation? Okay? Joshua wants to buy a car in 2 years' time, and he wants to know how much he should deposit into a fixed deposit account offering 11% interest per annum compounded monthly in order for him to buy a car with worth 200,000 pesos. Okay? So, let's stop muna dito kasi mag-i-end na naman ang ating time. So, let's stop this, then let's go back again using the same link. Okay?
Okay po, sir.